We're here with Blackstone Cherry. Just in case we don't have any video, could I get everybody to introduce themselves?
I'm Chris.
Yep.
I'm John.
This is Ben.
Now, I want to dig really, really deep in the album, but before we get to that, it's by law, I have to ask you guys how you were affected by Prince dying at all. I have to ask that question.
Man, Prince was one of the most underrated guitar players of all time. I mean, he really was. Everybody knows Prince for the way he dressed and the songs, but man, his guitar playing was my favorite quote I've seen throughout the whole thing, since he passed. Was Eric Clapton was asked one time what it was like to be the greatest guitar player on earth, and he said, "How would I know? Ask Prince." So I mean, that says a lot there, man.
I had a feeling, especially after seeing you guys cover Adele, that you'd have some kind of broad base of influences to comment on this on. Is there anything you guys really want to add to that?
I mean, I think everybody has an appreciation. It's kind of been a weird year because, it seems like a lot of people are passing away, A lot of the legends are just are dying out, and it's sad. But we're using Prince right now as our intro music, As soon as it comes on, people just absolutely love it, But yeah, he was for sure. He was the whole package, singer, songwriter, guitar player, performer, So yeah, definitely in some way, even if you weren't the biggest Prince fan, you have to, or just go to any big person like that, be it Michael Jackson or Elvis or anybody like that, you have to be influenced by some facet of their career, whether you're a huge fan of them or not. You just are influenced whether you know it or not.
Yeah, you can't look at The Color Purple without thinking about Prince, to be honest with you.
Exactly, yeah. Well, and you got to respect the fact the way he did business top to bottom and stuff, too. So let's get to the new album. I've spent quite a bit of time. You gave birth to a baby boy called Kentucky. Pretty proud?
Oh, yeah, dude. It was cool, man, because it was the first time that we've been able to go in the studio and do a record all on our own. We switched record labels, and part of our thing was we just wanted to be left alone to make the music. So we went back home to the studio in Kentucky and made a record, man, on our own without, anybody's outside opinions, and I think it's the best record we've made so far.
I would tend to agree. Now, for me, you guys do a lot of the stomping ass heavy monster riffs that would be at home on a Sabbath album or anything. I guess congrats to that.
Oh, yeah.
But for me personally, it's the quieter moments of Blackstone Cherry. And two of those I wanted to talk about today. The Long Ride sounds like the last song you're going to play at the last Blackstone Cherry concert 40 years from now. Am I wrong?
Hell, I don't know. We ain't played it once yet, but
well, it meant something to me.
Right now, man, that song really, really, really means a lot to me. Like the beginning of the song, from a lyrical standpoint, we all four write lyrics and music, but my input on that song, the beginning of it is talking about, finding the person you love and having a kid and the love that you just can't replace. And then in that last chorus, where it breaks down, it says, "I won't be the same without you." It takes kind of a turn to where it was more of me thinking about my grandpa, who I lost at the end of 2014. And I'd never lost anybody I was that close to, We had things my father said on Folklore album, but we had written that about some friends of ours, kind of from their perspective. But this was the first time ever really opening up about a loss in our personal lives. And man, that song, I think it's a really special song, and I think people are gonna really, really like that song once it's released, if it gets released. Hopefully it'll be released as a single one day.
It's almost a coin flip, because that's what I was getting to. On the tearjerker scale, Long Ride's about a 6. The Ramblers about a 10 to the second power. What is going on with that? I almost missed it up listening to that today.
Man, that song is a song that through a roundabout way we were introduced to. And it was originally written by a couple guys called the Zuni Mountain Boys. And their version was called Radio. And a bunch of the lyrics were different, and the song was a little different. But we kind of took it and made our own. And, man, like, it just fits everything that we do in life, We miss birthdays. We miss everything, We screw up, more than we get things right a lot. But it's just one of the most honest songs that I've ever heard, and I'm really proud that, to have a part in it. And it goes over great live. Like when we headline, we do it. We're not obviously doing it tonight.
Right, exactly.
45 minutes, but we do that song live every night, and it's amazing because the room always gets so quiet while we're doing that song, and it's got an effect on people, man. It's crazy, people like they'll be screaming at the top of their lungs, when we're doing Blame It on the Boom Boom or something, and then when that song, when it's that song's turn, it's just like this beautiful quiet moment in the room, and everybody, I don't know, man, that song touches everybody in a different way, but in a similar way at the same time.
That leads me to the next one. Obviously, you can sing any song you want to sing. I mean, we know that. Why was it important for you to include Edwin Starr's War on this record?
Dude, that was a last-minute thing. We had an original song we were going to record that we ended up scrapping at the last second. And then we were going to record Signed, Sealed, Delivered by Stevie Wonder. Whoa. Either that or Living for the City, one of those two, because we're big into Motown and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just pulled up a Motown #1s on my phone, and we're going through them, and War came on, and we're like, that's the song. That's the one we got to do right now. And literally 10 minutes later, we were up in the room recording the song. It was just spur of the moment, and like I said, 10 minutes later, we're up there recording it. And it's been a mixed reaction from what I've read that people have said, but it grows on people, man. And it's amazing to have a song that came out, in 1970. I think that's what year it came out. And to have it, 46 years later, still hitting people the same way.
You're going to remember the second biggest cover of that came out, 30 years ago when Springsteen did it on the Live album or whatever?
We never even knew Springsteen did it. That's what's bad. Like the only version, because I'd never listened to Springsteen much. Yeah. I know that's like anti-American, but I've never been a huge Springsteen fan. I respect him and appreciate him, but I've always been more into Skinner, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
But man, like I didn't even know he did that song, and we got asked about it in Europe. They're like, "So is that a cover of Bruce Springsteen?" And we're like, "I didn't even know that's an Edwin Starr song. I didn't even know Bruce Springsteen did it." But no, man, we went straight off the Edwin Starr version and just tried to beef it up a little bit,
I want to get the other guys on just a little bit before I turn things over to Heathen. What you guys, what do you really look forward to playing on stage? Which song is on the list that you go, man, yeah, this is the one. This is the one I'm going to get it on?
It's always different, man. It all depends on how the crowd's reaction is going. It all is attributed to the energy that the crowd gives us. Biggest thing I look forward to is dodging him.
Yeah.
Because he's like a missile the whole show. You always have to kind of keep your radar up, make sure you're not going to take a guitar to the head.
You a little stealthy out there?
Yeah, well, hey, nothing's choreographed, so I'm coming and going at any given time,
Any given moment, ducking and running.
It's been fun doing the new songs just because they're fresh, But, yeah, it is hard because sometimes even the songs you think you've been playing for the longest, they still have a new energy every night because you got to remember, even though they might be old to us, this might be somebody out here, I guarantee you, has never seen this before.
Yeah.
So we don't want that to come across stale. We want them to leave going, golly, that was excellent. So you try to have that energy with every song, whether you're happy about playing it or not.
That's a good point, man. The Blackstone Cherry catalog is so huge now. Do you ever look at a set list and go, dang, we don't get to do the song I like to do tonight?
Sure.
If we're not headlining, dude, it's like a fist fight trying to figure out what's going to be in the set list.
We've only got 5 albums out, so I can't even imagine what.
Only 5 albums. So that's about 60 songs?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot for sure, but, I can imagine what some of these classic rock bands are, that are trying to make a set list and fit it down, but it's like.
Those bands, they do the ones they can still sing.
Yeah.
That's how that works out.
The ones they remember the notes to?
The ones they still own after the guitar player left the band. Right. Thank you so much, guys. Kentucky, a great album. I'm going to turn things over to my partner here for just a second, and we really look forward to seeing you guys on stage tonight.
Thanks, man.